The Tower of London goes back to the Norman conquest.
William, Duke of Normandy, became William the Conqueror when he crossed the English Channel in 1066 and took the throne of England. To help establish his rule, he had this awesome, and really awesome in its day, fortress built.
Its purpose put 15 feet of stone between him and his new subjects. This original tower, the White Tower, gave the castle complex its name. The style of the age was Romanesque, which the English call Norman for the invaders who imported it. This charming chapel of St. John, dating to 1080 and one of the oldest in England, provides a rare look at pure Norman architecture. Round Roman-style arches and thick walls. You'll see an intimidating collection of medieval weaponry and armor. Your entry includes a peek at the most dazzling crown jewels in Europe. No cameras allowed. And an entertaining tour with one of the yeoman warders, or beefeaters.
Please denote, this is still a royal palace. Although no longer a royal residence, we should not lose sight of the fact that all of our kings and queens, they lived here for more than 500 years.
Southern England sits upon a foundation of chalk, and there are miles of white cliffs towering above its beaches. The most famous are the White Cliffs of Dover. And Dover, with its bold bluffs and mighty castle, symbolizes the defense of Britain. Sitting atop those cliffs is the impressive Dover Castle. This site was England's primary defensive stronghold from ancient Roman until modern times. For many centuries, English troops were garrisoned within these walls, protecting the coast from any European menace. This Roman lighthouse is a reminder that 2,000 years ago, the Romans landed here and established their colony of Britannia.
The Roman fleet was based here in Dover Harbor. To guide their boats safely home, they burned wet wood by day for maximum smoke and dry wood by night for maximum light.
Long considered the key to England by potential invaders, Dover Castle provides a quick review of England's defensive military history. Upon an earthen mound, originally part of an Iron Age fortress, is a many-layered complex with remnants from each age. In the 12th century, the Norman king Henry II had this fortress built, making Dover's castle the most secure in his realm. With his troops at the ready and walls 20 feet thick, King Henry slept soundly on the top floor. Much later, around 1800, with the threat of Napoleon, Dover's fortifications were beefed up again. With the advent of artillery, the English dug defensive tunnels deep into the chalk. With the outbreak of World War II, more bomb-proof tunnels were dug. Today, visitors enjoy a fascinating tour. As if frozen in time, the rooms give an intimate look at how the British foiled the attempted Nazi invasion. They used an elaborate communication center to coordinate critical decisions with what was, at the time, state-of-the-art equipment. One command center coordinated the defense against German ships. As an island nation, control of the seas around Great Britain for the free movement of both naval and merchant vessels was critical. Another command center defended against the German Air Force. Attacking Nazi aircraft were charted on screens, and Battle of Britain defenses were plotted. From these tunnels, Winston Churchill and Allied commanders defended a battle zone nicknamed Hellfire Corner. The underground hospital's operating room is a reminder that this strategic bluff was under constant fire. Emerging from the tunnels, visitors gaze toward France. Thankfully, more than 70 years after the war, this bluff oversees not bullets and bombs, but trade and tourism. Tintagel Castle, the legendary home of King Arthur. Rocky, remote, and romantic, the ruins, while scant, are strikingly situated. As you explore, appreciate the naturally fortified, easily defensible position of this rock-top castle. The real King Arthur, if he actually existed, was supposedly born here and ruled his lands from this desolate outpost. Recent digs do indicate that this place was a curiously important center of trade, back in early medieval times. Warwick Castle has been turned into a virtual theme park. It's a hit with families, as from dungeon to lookout, the enterprising Earl of Warwick is wringing maximum tourist dollars out of his castle. Along with all the entertainment, there's centuries of history. The man-made defensive mound is where the original Norman castle was built in 1068. Back then, a wooden stockade defined the courtyard in the way the stony walls do now.
Hello!
You can climb the towers and ramble the ramparts. Today's castle is a 15th century fortified shell surrounding a 19th century noble residence. Inside, the cavernous Great Hall is decorated with 16th century weaponry and dazzling armor. Imagine 500 years ago, the pageantry of a jousting tournament. The elegant staterooms are brought to life by wax figures. We've dropped in on a royal weekend gala, and we're gonna party like it's 1898. The Countess of Warwick, considered the most beautiful woman in Victorian England, greets her guests. The latest hits are played live. There's no other way. And big-name aristocrats have dropped in, including a young Winston Churchill. The castle works to bring the Middle Ages back to life. Out at the moat, an archer shows off his mastery of the all-important longbow. And down by the river, families gather for a demonstration of a catapult-like weapon called a trebuchet, built from 13th century drawings. The crew powers the treadmill, which raises the 6-ton counterweight. When triggered, this hurls a boulder 200 yards. 800 years ago, if this machine rolled up to your castle, it was a very bad day.